Hello friends, it is time now for our live Q&A here on the Cowboys Report, so make sure you're using hashtag Cowboys in the comments section. That'll help producer Brett get them up on screen. We'll take them both live on YouTube and live on Facebook as well, but just use that hashtag Cowboys, otherwise it might get buried. All right, from Grindhouse, hashtag Cowboys, any news on the Eric Berry front? No, there is not. Eric Berry, I think it's a medical issue. I mean, there's no doubting his overall talent, but I don't think the heel is right. That he hasn't signed yet, and it's been at least a couple weeks after the draft, indicates to me teams don't think the medical is in a very, very good shape. All right, from Shane Timms here. Or excuse me, go to George from Shane Timms. My bad. Next question coming up here. Producer Brett back and forth here. He's messing me up already. He waves his hand and leave it up. All right, Shane, there we go. Great. Me and Brett on the same page now. We are crushing it. Can we possibly get a side-by-side pic of Connor and see if he has truly bulked up? There are photos actually out there, and he has bulked up. There were 2 photos of him on the offensive lineman boat trip that they take every year. He looks bigger. When they say he added 10 pounds, he added 10 pounds. Jordan Thomas, Witten says this is the most talented team he has ever played on. Do you agree, or is he just hyped? Oh, was it the 09 year where they went 13-3? I thought that was a pretty damn good team as well. I think it's one of the most talented teams. I think some of those early year Witten teams were really, really good. I think the common theme for both, hopefully they're not held back by coaching. And not only that, you need luck in the NFL. Year 07, assistant producer Harrison tells me it was 07 was the 13-3 team. I thought that team was really good. But you need luck in the NFL, back to my initial thought there. You're going to need to get lucky in terms of not having players get hurt and getting a couple good breaks among the rest of the NFL. All right, from Skate Park, or SK814, but I'm pretty sure it's Skate Park. Will Amari lead the league in receiving yards this year? That's a lot to ask. For a Cowboys team that doesn't really throw the football as much as other NFL teams do. So, I mean, just even go to, with DeAndre Hopkins, for example. Is he going to end up with more receiving yards than Hopkins? It's kind of a lot to ask, I think, of any receiver in this offense when they want to run the ball so much. And do you think Amari will have 100 yards in each game or average 100 yards per game? That's what it's going to take. Julio had, 1,600 something last year. I don't know if that's a realistic expectation for Cooper. 1,000 certainly is, but for a team that's not going to get him, 120 receptions, I don't know if that's going to end up happening. From Dominick Jackson, why don't we trade Jeff Heath for DJ Swearinger? Well, why would the Cardinals make that trade? It's not that simple. I'd do that. I think Swearinger's a really good player. I'm a little surprised that the Redskins cut him in the first place. I know there was the attitude and whatever, but if I think the Cowboys should have put in a bid. Of course, it didn't matter. Cardinals had the higher waiver wire priority. So I like Swearinger quite a bit. I'm not anti-Jeff Heath, but I don't think Arizona has any incentive to take that trade. And it takes 2 teams to tango for any trade in the NFL. All right, folks, if you like the Cowboys Report, make sure you are subscribed. That link right there, youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. Just hit that big red button on YouTube as well. We're not going anywhere just because it's kind of the lull part of the offseason/preseason. We're going to keep you covered every single day, every single week with all kinds of Cowboys coverage. Honeymoon's over, so I'm back and don't have to schedule 8 videos in advance. So again, make sure you're subscribed, youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. From Darryl Brown, there it is. Will Dez Bryant, I don't know why the Will Dez Bryant and Cowboys are capitalized only, it's kind of weird, return to throw up the X for Dallas. Don't get your hopes up. If anywhere, I think the Saints make the most sense and just re-sign and try and stick there for a year. So maybe he retires as a Cowboy, but as of now, I don't think it's all that likely that Dez returns this year to Dallas. From longtime watcher Andy, how about Josh Jones from Green Bay? He has requested a trade. I saw there were many Josh Jones comments in the comment section to the surprise of nobody. Here's the thing about Josh Jones, though. Ask a Packers fan how they feel about him. The answer is going to be the same. He's just not that good. Wouldn't you just rather stick with Kevon Frazier? Honestly, I could see Josh Jones just getting outright cut this year. He has not been very good for Packers. Now, I'm sure a change of scenery would help, but I don't think Jones is better than George Iloka or Jeff Heath. So do you want to trade for a number 4 safety? I don't think you really need to. Andrew Way, why am I the only one who has us at 12-4? I bet you're not the only one, Andrew. If everyone watching puts in their projected record for the Cowboys, I bet you'll see a lot of 13-3s and 12-4s. As to why most people aren't, at least in the national media and even Cowboys media, the schedule's kind of tough this year. It is not going to be a cakewalk. And yeah, I think they're going to start hot. I could see them going like 7-1, 7-2 to open the year. But that end of season schedule is daunting and it is difficult. 12 wins is a lot in the NFL. The Vegas over-under is 9. I'm taking the over, but that's a pretty steep increase from 12. From Moo06 Fan Club, I guess he's a fan of cows. Could Joe Looney be used as a trade weapon? I thought he was severely underrated last year. Is he, though? Is he actually underrated? I don't think anyone underrated Joe Looney. I think everyone was like, wow, he really impressed us. That's awesome. I don't think Joe Looney, though, is going to bring in a bunch of tight end or a bunch of trade value. He's got 1 year left on his deal. He's going to be 29 years old. And before this year, he was a backup. So you could get something for him, but I think for the Cowboys, whatever you could get is not as impactful as having him for 1 more year as your emergency center and your backup interior offensive lineman. Ryan Humpert says, Tom, the other tight ends are jokes. He has Tony Plaype. Who is Tony Plaype? Ton Plaype. I don't know. I don't know what that means. It's just a really weird typo. All right, Dave says definitely over 400 for old man Witten. We'll see. I don't know if that's actually going to end up being the case there. Hey, look, I think I set the right over-under there. 400's a lot for a 37-year-old tight end who didn't play last year. Just throwing that out there. Kyle Clements, will Zeke rush for over 2,000 yards this year? I don't think so. But in terms of overall yards, I think he surpasses 2K again. I think that makes the most sense for the Cowboys because they do want to keep him involved in the passing game, and it makes a lot of sense to actually do that. And in the end, what's the difference between 400 receiving yards and 400 more rushing yards? There's really no difference. So if you want to get him more involved in the passing game, or at the same amount he was last year, hopefully deeper downfield and not just swing passes, I think that's a good route to go. Speaking of Zeke, who should the Cowboys re-sign first? Type D for Dak, Z for Zeke, and A for Amari. Look, for me, I think there are 2 better options. That is Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper, because those 2 players have their contracts end after this season. The urgency is not the same for Dak and Amari compared to Zeke. It's higher for Dak and Amari. Those 2 don't have the same leeway and length of time. So I would get one of those 2 done first, probably Dak Prescott first, because I don't want to have that deal get done after Jared Goff or Carson Wentz. That's going to drastically increase the price. I'm talking a couple million per year potentially. All right, from Christian, who will have a better season, Jaylon Smith or LV? This is a very popular question. And A, I don't have a great answer for you. B, I don't need one. They're both going to have great years. They're going to do a little bit different things. Jaylon will blitz a little bit more, be more involved in in sacks and pass rush. Vander Esch will be more involved in pass breakups and even some interceptions. There is no wrong answer there. Whichever one plays 16 games, you don't want to take either off the field. I personally am a huge fan of Jaylon and Leighton Vander Esch, and I think Smith might be my favorite player right now on the Cowboys, so I guess I'm going to go with that one. Brett, wow, okay. Jamie Cheatom, what do you think about Dallas changing to modern color for a uniform? Can someone please tell Jerry and Steven to get new uniforms? But why? Why change perfection? There's nothing wrong with the Cowboys jerseys. Do you want to have the Oregon Duck jerseys? No, you don't want to have those. You don't need to change a good thing there. That's just my thought. Pablo Torres, who are your top cornerbacks on the team? In order, Byron Jones, Cheatom. I've still got Jordan Lewis at number 3. I don't mean that's a slight on Anthony Brown. Brown played pretty well last year, but I am on the hashtag free Jordan bandwagon. I think that makes a lot of sense for the Dallas Cowboys. I think Lewis should be your number 3. I know Brown plays over him. Then it's Michael Jackson, and then it's take your pick of guys that probably aren't going to make the roster barring injury. There's a pretty clear-cut top 4. Jackson will have some developmental time, and I think will eventually be in that top 4 next year because Anthony Brown's a free agent. I don't know if you're going to see him back there on the Dallas Cowboys. That's just my thought there in terms of the Cowboys offense, in terms of their top cornerbacks. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.